Hello world, WayofTime here, bringing to you another episode of EEPower. So I went on a bit of mining. Obviously, it's not the most amount in the world that we like to play, and hopefully this should be enough for some of the random stuff we're going to need to do. Obviously, we will need to go on some sort of extended foray into mining, and our mine that we've carved out doesn't seem like there's anything else that we can currently do with it. Right now, I got a lot of pulverized ores that are currently awaiting processing. It'll require some of our iron to get, well, ironed out, and we still have a lot more of that gushy stuff to come through. So we got some coal coke that's currently awaiting in the relay, though that is not what we're focusing on in this episode. So what we're going to need to check out, I believe, is one of our cart additions. If we look, I think it's a cargo. Yeah, cargo distributor would probably be something that is useful in the future. Maybe not in our immediate usage right now with how everything is going, but it is going to prove useful eventually. So I think we have some gold that is awaiting transfer, and that is going to take a bit of effort seeing as it doesn't like me right now. So that will just take a bit of processing and probably some handling as well, because it really likes to be handled. Well, that didn't make sense. Okay, so we got a bit of that, we got a bit of that, we got a binajad, and we got some of that. So let's transform some of our iron into some nasty brickwork. So get just a bit of this. So that should be all we need. Throw this in with that because we will need some redstone as well. Hopefully we don't exhaust our supply, and this is probably, nope, it doesn't matter which order we have it. There we go. And here we got 6 remaining, and we have some of this. And here is our cargo distributor. We're going to need to add this to the cargo manager so that we can get some stuff going. So let's see. And also a good thing to note is that if I ever get some sort of influx of wood, I'll just show 1 stack of wood. We can make half a stack of obsidian, which can make 8 iron, which, as you know, can make 1 piece of gold. So that is one use if we have any sort of excess supply of wood. I don't think that will ever happen. We can make use of it that way. Now, another thing we can make use of is some of our steam engines. And now that I think of it, let's see what we have in the way of supplies. You can probably convert 8 stacks of wood into 2 diamonds. In fact, I know that is the case, and we need to do that. Or we can take an entire stack of iron and turn it into 2 diamonds, which eventually, what we are going to need eventually some influx of iron. So let's wait for our remaining iron that is currently getting baked, because frankly that is what a lot of people are probably doing right now. If they're doing that while watching my videos, shame on you. So let's convert this at least temporarily with what we have. Ooh, I had even more. Let's get that out so we have an exact quantity of awesomeness, and I don't even know I'm doing a proper distribution seeing as we have all that. So 2 diamonds. We're going to want to make a diamond pipe tube thingamabobber, which is also going to require some glass. So we got some glass, and now I know that this rolly thing only works when you are open in NEI. Okay, so diamond transport pipes. I'm thinking we'll actually bring this stuff with us so that if we don't actually need it while designing this stuff, we will know. So one of the reasons we're doing this instead of just pumping it out directly is because when I had it before, it just for some reason decided to be annoying and then just deck out everything. What I'm meaning is that it decided to say, hey, yeah, you know what you had planned with the chest right here? I don't exactly like that. Therefore, I am just going to be a royal pain in the butt and decide that you can't have anything nice in life and delete your chest. Yes, while I was out mining, it decided to mine my chest because maybe it wanted some more wood or something. I don't know, something that carts do. Speaking of which, we got a bunch of charcoal ready. We got a bunch of oak that is ready to be deposited and etc. Now, one thing that I could technically do is, yeah, let's talk about that later. Okay, so cargo manager, we're going to put in place. Why do I have my iron pickaxe there? I have no clue at all. Let's get this thing and then work with the cargo distributor and see how it works. So here we go, not connected to any cargo managers, which tells us that needs to be at the top. So here we go. And this will change everything to how we want it. Okay, this stuff, let's see. Does this work? Let's see. Green side, right click to remove. Okay, so this is the cargo distributor. And what I'm thinking is that the blue side will allow us to interact with our yellow stuff if we drag it like here. I'm sure. And the top left, top right, and bottom left, bottom right will allow us to directly control stuff. So the blue side is going to be where we want to interact with, in this case, we'll want to have it interact, that is going to be a little difficult. Yeah. If we pump stuff in on the top, that'll be good, and pull stuff out from the bottom, that'll be even better. So we'll pull stuff out via this. And let's see if this actually works. I'm going to change it. Instead of wanting yellow, it'll be the bottom left. So we'll have it the bottom left. We'll remove this bottom left. Good. And then let's see what this actually does. It should remove some of the wood that we have and get it. So now this will be our output, and our input will need to be here. That is going to be a bit of complex work, seeing as we need to probably, yeah, diamond pipe will need to go here, and we'll want to have some other engine powering some, okay, that's distributing stuff. Let's not worry about that right now, and go onwards to here. We are going to want to create, we have some excess wood, so we can make the 1 gold that is going to be a requisite, rather. And maybe it'd be good to have some project table recipes to have all that. So 1 gold will be golden. Let's not spruce things up and actually go about our business. And we already have a piece of gold, didn't we? Yes, we did. That is why I am being awesome. So we need to make another machine frame. And this will help us make another powered furnace. This powered furnace, if we get it, powered. This powered furnace will require some redstone, a redstone reception coil, which will require some more redstone, funnily enough, so it's a good thing we made that anyways. So redstone, copper, which we'll need to cough up. Copper and other valuable stuff is in here. So 2 copper, and what else? We need to get some brickwork done and laid. So let's lay our bricks, because frankly that is what we need to do, and that is a very descriptive way. I am surprised that you are not some sort of prodigal saint or something like that. Okay, so powered furnace, that is good, and we are going to need some general pipes, generally speaking, and that's good, and we will need our diamond pipes to get everything. So let's get that going, and we got our powered furnace, and now here is where the fun stuff in automation begins. Now this is not a difficult system by any means. I know that, but we need to get it as compact as possible. So this powered furnace will need to get the wood that will be spewing forth from this. That much is easy. However, what's difficult is having this all in such a close space with these saplings here. That being said, we could move the saplings. That might be what we need to do. If we, maybe, what would happen if we move this so it's like that instead? What will the algorithm be? I'm not sure if it'll be anything smart, because, hey, that'd just be too easy, but let's see. It'll go around, it'll deposit the junk back into here, of course, and it plants it. Okay, so that means it'll probably destroy this sapling since it doesn't meet its system requirements, or it doesn't, and it's just annoying like that. Oh well, so let's see. We need to have this. It's going to pretty much be a linear circuit. Now, if we have stuff like this, because we're going to need to have a few things. Oh, that's smart. That's smart way. Okay, so we need to have an input here. That's much is obvious. Then we need to have some outputs for the powered furnace. Do I have my wrench? Is it safe to break with that? No, it is not. Let me get my wrench. Okay, so let's temporarily pick this up. We're going to need to have our power furnace get an input of all of the saplings that it gets. So I'm thinking if we have the input like this, that might be what we need. And if the iron pipe won't work like that. If we have the stuff pulled out, we're going to miss a sapling, though arguably we don't need the sapling with how fast stuff is going. So let's simplify things temporarily by having this actually wrenched out of place. Actually, that works better. So input here, using our diamond pipe, we'll input all of our wood, or at least attempt to, in the black slot. That is good, and all the other stuff. Let's put a piece of gravel in the red slot to indicate that no matter what, we don't want anything to go out that way. And this will be a slow process, so let's put that there. So everything else will go out this way, which we probably need iron pipes for, so we are going to need to get some iron, and thankfully it is nighttime, so at the same time we'll be able to sleep off and get an extra 10 minutes of sunlight for us to be able to do all of this. Nighty-night, gentlemen! Okay, so let's go back out into the Merry Blue Yonder. Sorry about any background noise that you may experience. I'm having a bit of trouble with my power supply, and it's being a little annoying, obviously. Okay, so we're going to need to get some power here, and what I'm thinking is the best idea is to put a steam engine. Now, if we have this so that the output goes here, we should automatically power the steam engine with all of the charcoal that we need. I don't think we need any sort of other modifications since this should be working fairly consistently. So let's put in a bit of coal. Oh, steam engine. This needs actual water, so maybe this isn't a good idea because this is more on demand stuff. Maybe if we make, or rather take one of the thermal expansion, then we need water. Let's see, a Stirling engine is probably all we need. Then that will probably take 10 seconds for making anyways. So if we make an aqueous accumulator, that will solve it by having enough water for our system, but then that'd be more expensive than I'm probably willing to go with, huh? Decisions. I think I'm going to go temporarily with Stirling so that this can work, but what I'm thinking is that when it outputs the charcoal, it'll go directly into this engine, which is what we're going to want to do. So let's place this down, put a bit of coal in it, have this obviously powered. It's going to take some of the stuff out right now, but most of it's going to be woody supplies, and a lot of woody supplies at that, so this is going to eventually get all the power that it needs, but it's going to be slow. All I want to check right now is whether it outputs directly into here. Once it is finished, I couldn't care less because we can get an aqueous accumulator rather easily, just going to require the sources and just a few blocks in these general areas, and then that'll be good. Okay, it directly outputs into there. So then we need to have this outputted not into here. That's an unfortunate area for it to be. Let's take our iron pipe and set it so that it doesn't go there. And this is then going to need to go up and into here, which will take this sapling out of. And there it goes. It went, and it doesn't seem like it automatically goes here as the preferred slot. So that might be a problem. So it might output to those things first. So let's remove this. And then it's going to need a diamond pipe. Okay, so did you power? Yes, you did. Hey. Might have just disappeared. Let's see. Should have made some charcoal. Or maybe that... Yeah, that was consumed. It went out. That is good. So now this needs to go with a diamond pipe. So green is going to be the top left here. Now, to make sure that there's no idiotic tendencies of this thing overfilling, what we're going to want to do is just put some dirt here. I know I'm dirt cheap. Put some dirt here so that the charcoal, when it is bound for Rio or whatever, goes into the correct area. So we want charcoal to go into the yellow slot. So we're going to need to have a bit of charcoal. Now that I think of it, it's probably an even distribution thing. So there, and set this up so that it's going to the correct area. Now that I think of it, it's probably able to go into there correctly like that, but I'm not going to take the chance. Huh, that's quite interesting. Okay, so let's see. It should then go for a maximum of a stack in here and not clog up anything else. And since there is only, well, 3 stacks area and nothing else will go there, it should be good and keep everything in check. Now that that's done, the excess charcoal will need to go somewhere, so we need to have some sort of like a buffer system or gate or something that'll allow both the wood here and the charcoal to go to other areas. So that will be what we want to do. We will definitely want to switch that to a more fuel efficient model, since frankly that is going to be chewing our reserves, though for on-demand power I think it'll be good enough as is. So let's see. All the excess stuff can probably float up like so and be taken like so as well. And if we put an iron pipe here, it will definitely go into this chest. And not the most fuel efficient model ever, hey, but it should keep everything well enough in stock. Now the only thing that I think we'll need to add are gold pipes here, a gold pipe here, and maybe 2 gold pipes there to keep things sped along slightly. We could go Apier's pipes. No, we can't go Apier's pipes. We don't have any propellants to do so. Okay, so let's just do those slight modifications. We're only going to need to change a bit, and that should really be enough. Now, in recent versions, it has changed a bit in how they work. So golden pipes don't automatically just zing through them. It goes through the same stages of acceleration that things are, supposed to naturally go through. Not the crazy stuff, just the okay stuff. So we should be getting enough charcoal to keep this fed. If not, well, worst comes to worst, we just have to have that going. Now, let's see. We have this chest here, and we are going to get all the stuff that we need. I'm thinking we'll put some of our default rail stuff there, but let's see. Okay, hobbyist steam engine. Let's take this off, put this here, and see how much our aqueous accumulator accumulates. See if it's actually enough to get this hobbyist steam engine to any good amount. I am guessing that is a negative, judging by how fast, quote unquote, it's going right now. So we're going to need to add some stoppers. I don't think that water is going to be liked much by this stuff. So let's just throw marble here first, and it does break everything. So that is helpful. Hopefully it sees that. Oh, obviously it doesn't see that. It's annoying. Okay, so let's put this back down. Push it back on. Hopefully it will go. There we go. Go. I said go. Am I going to need to fight you every step of it? Apparently not. Okay, so now that we have that down, and now that this should automatically, there we go. We had to right-click it, but it's okay. And so that's unfortunate that we can't put that there. I'm suppose that we're gonna have to do that instead. So it's not all bad, but the light's going very quickly. Okay, so let's go bank another 10 minutes, shall we? Okay, just grabbing a bit of marble as the stopgap, so to speak, so that we can keep everything relatively in check just by doing this. And we're going to need to get that out of the way, and we have 2 buckets, so that should be all we need. So this is now going to power that, and now that we have some charcoal here, all that we'll need to do is add a lever to it and have it going at hopefully a good enough rate for us to, well, go at. So once again, one of the things that we are in short supply of is cobblestone, naturally, so let us grab some of that quickly, stack our buckets naturally, and get that, and just throw down this bad boy here, I suppose, now that I think of it. Okay, so go. It's going to burn up, and we're going to need to throw in a bit more charcoal, obviously, and this should go at a very fast pace. So it'll go at 1.6 usage instead of the amount that we had before, which was our, 1. We're number 1. So I remember there was a bit of a glitch in other times. This is going to take a while to warm up. I remember a glitch in other iterations of Buildcraft. I believe the glitch was because of Buildcraft that didn't exactly like anything that was different about other stuff. That is a very good explanation, so let me try that again. Oh my god, I didn't think I'd be killed by trees of all things. Okay, so one of the glitches that I remember that Buildcraft had in the early days was that it would... No, it wasn't a glitch by Buildcraft. It was a glitch by Vanilla Minecraft, and the fact that it would delete... I think it was tile entities. Whatever the case was, it would delete all of the useful stuff, such as pipes, when the trees grew. Obviously, that's not a nice thing to happen. So I don't know if that's been fixed or even if it's a thing that can be fixed, but what I do know was that it was annoying when your gold or diamond transport pipes get completely voided by trees of all things. Okay, I knew going green took a bit of effort. However, that's a little much, don't you think? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so this stuff should be preset and forget. We don't have anything we need to worry too much about. We're just going to have a huge influx of other stuff. And now that I think of it, we have quite a bit of wood that we have in our possessions that is right here. So let's grab our wood, since we're not going to really need to do anything with that, and throw it into our smelting line so that we can get something in our charcoal line that will automatically spew forth. And it won't be auto magical, obviously, since it... another thing that we can do, now that I think of it, is throw this stuff in and get some creosote oil, because oak wood will burn. So this stuff will go in naturally and be made into charcoal, which will then further be used in fueling our empire over here. Now we're going to want to go and grab the coal coke that's there, and it's not going to be an easy task because apparently it just wants to be annoying. but I'm thinking all we'll need to do is just throw in as much charcoal as we possibly can into there, and it should be okay. So this tree farm seems good. Now, what will make it exceptional, well, not really exceptional, seeing as it can only go so far, what will make it quite good in comparison is if I take the output and instead of having it into a singular chest, put it out into a bunch of barrels. So have a line of barrels that will be readily accessible when I need it. So what I'm thinking is that we'll, instead of having this, unfortunately, we're going to need to break it in a second, but let's see. What's the best way? We'll just break it and just edit it as seen fit. And that'll just continue onwards because obviously that's the only available direction. So it should be cool with that. And is there any wood that I can grab for this chest? Is there any wood I can grab from this chest? I ask you. Let's combine this stuff and get a few barrels. I'm thinking we'll just go full hog and go 6 barrels. So we'll have a bit of a barrel of laughs to go on about. So 6 barrels. Here we go. And I pressed F1 like a moron. Place that there. And for this, we'll want to put our excess logs. So our logs will go into this one. I think our coal will go into this one. Once we have that set, which is going to need a set and forget. So coal will go black. Want to go black. And we actually need to get charcoal before we can actually do that. Aqueous accumulator obviously won't have it, but the charcoal here will. So let's put it there, black. And it actually has a reference of it. So do we have enough space? No, we do not. So we'll get that in a second. And then this will be our apple supply, or saplings or apples. It doesn't really matter, really. But we have the other one here. So let's put saplings here and apples here. So the clever eye will see that there's... Okay, another thing that the clever eye should see is that I should have something that will make sure nothing goes up there. And also now I can finally substitute the barrel. Like so, and that should be okay. We have everything that we need. Yes, yes. Okay, so let's throw the rest of the menagerie into here, and we should be okay. So charcoal, coal. The coal we don't really need, and the aqueous accumulator doesn't really help, so let's go there. So charcoal will automatically be fed. And let's see. Charcoal will be automatically fed into here, obviously. We have that going very well. Let's check any other configurations. The front face obviously has nothing, and we don't have to worry about anything else. We just have to watch for that magical point where this goes fast enough, and it's consuming at 1.3 Minecraft joules per tick. This is producing at 1.6, so this should eventually get to the magical number for energy stored that will allow it to go at a constant 1 point other. To get to that, let's temporarily pull the stuff out so it won't get this. I guess that's a lost cause, isn't it? Okay, let's steal you. Apparently you are going to be mischievous and everything and won't let me to do an accurate test, which I suppose is fine and everything. Okay, let's wait for this energy storage to get to a nice magical point, and then we can continue with that. This won't consume much charcoal at all, really, because it's already at the hallelujah point, and this should be fine. So let's throw our wood back in. It's at 1.8 Minecraft joules per tick. It'll slowly work its way down. No, I'm not too sure whatsoever what the output of this is for wood and etc. So that is something that we're going to have to find over time. So I'm more than happy then to just let this go and find out. Like, see, this is going to need to go for a certain amount, and the charcoal will be useful in other things. This thing is now pretty much set and forget. We don't need to maintain it at all, and we can get all of the outputs that we need. Now, ideally, eventually we will be able to... That's another thing that I want to do. Set it so that nothing will go back here because there won't be any wood that winds up in this pipe anyway, so we don't need to worry about that. So, I'm thinking this is good. This is good enough for us to leave it, and then we can probably work on some other systems. Now, what I'm thinking is next episode, what we'll do is go out and explore, get rid of most of our useless stuff, then just go explore. We're going to need to find a village of some description. The reason we want to do this is so that we'll be able to, A, get, like, raided for a bunch of bookshelves. Come on. You guys want to raid. And B, we want to get some Mistcraft pages and see if we can start going into the Mistcraft stuff. The reason I really want to get into the leather-bound book stuff is so that I can, enchant some stuff, because currently I got this Sword of the Zephyr. I don't want to use it until I can enchant it. And if I get repair on it, so it can automatically repair itself, I will be that much happier. So, speaking about automatic, let's throw this down, have these automatically fill themselves up to a certain regard, and then wrap it up for here. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of EEPower. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to future episodes. I'm spinning around. WayofTime here, signing off. Have a wonderful day.